I'm thrilled to be here with all of you tonight to celebrate FIRE's new era. FIRE has worked on thousands of cases since its founding. With such big numbers, it can be easy to forget that behind each and every case are real people whose lives and aspirations were upended by censorship and cancellation campaigns. Tonight, I want to introduce you to some of these inspiring individuals. They have challenged the status quo, they've shared unpopular opinions, and with FIRE's help, they've bravely stood up for their free speech rights, thereby promoting everyone's free speech. When Jared Nally became editor-in-chief of his campus newspaper at Haskell Indian Nations University in Kansas, he was excited to report on the issues that mattered most in his community. So, when a campus community member died, Jared reached out to the local police department seeking more information. Apparently, this routine investigative journalism did not sit well with those in charge. Ronald Graham, who was then Haskell's president, forbade Jared from interviewing government officials. Graham also accused Jared of violating Haskell's campus expression policy by failing to treat community members with the highest respect. Then, without any notice or explanation, Haskell withheld more than $10,000 in funds from Jared's student paper. That's when Jared came to FIRE. With the help of FIRE attorneys Darpana Sheff and Caitlin Patton, Jared sued Haskell and won. Less than a year later, the court mandated sweeping reforms that protect the expressive rights of all Haskell students. This was a huge win. But don't just take my word for it. Jared?
When When FIRE stepped in and I met Darpana and Caitlin, I knew I had a team that could help me hold Haskell accountable. They were passionate and hardworking, and together we got results that will lead to the future of free speech in Haskell journalists. So this fight has helped me realize the importance of free press rights and understanding the importance of you all here today helping FIRE support and defend those rights.
Next, we travel to Emerson College in Boston, where students KJ Lynham and Sam Nevis wanted to speak out against the Chinese government. In September 2021, they passed out stickers reading, "China kinda sus." Well, for those of us who aren't well-versed in Gen Z slang, sus means suspicious. On today's college campuses, though, criticizing foreign governments can be a bridge too far. The next thing KJ and Sam knew, Emerson's president had emailed the whole student body to denounce their student group, Turning Point USA, for promoting anti-Asian bigotry. Emerson also launched an investigation into Turning Point USA for bias-related behavior. You don't have to imagine how that made them feel. KJ?
When Emerson College came after us, I felt, thank you. Thank you. When Emerson came after us, I felt attacked, betrayed, and very isolated. So I was so thankful for FIRE for stepping through and like helping us out in that situation. But it was very strange because being Singaporean Chinese myself, to be called anti-Asian was very, very strange, yeah.
Yes, and so like before FIRE reached out, we felt that it was just like us versus the world, that we were just like David going against Goliath, and we were scared, especially because not even a single professor or student in that whole school stepped up to defend us. The only ones were FIRE. FIRE did it. FIRE stepped up to help us, and we are so incredibly grateful for that, for showing us that we were not alone.
We were so extremely thankful to FIRE for stepping in, like standing up for us. It meant the world to me. Thank you so much to Graham, Piro, and Adam Steinbaugh. Not Steinbow, Steinbaugh. And also Chris and Aaron, thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Now I'd like to introduce you to Sam Rechek. Sam had already been concerned about the state of free speech on campus, so he founded the University of South Florida's First Amendment Forum. But Sam became even more concerned when Florida's Stop Woke Act passed. He worried that this new law would deter his professors from frankly discussing controversial topics. Sam understood that whenever the government regulates speech, all ideas are endangered. Once power changes hands, the targeted speech also changes. That's why Sam joined FIRE and one of his professors in a lawsuit challenging the Stop Woke Act provisions that apply to higher ed. Last November, the federal judge presiding over the lawsuit halted enforcement of these provisions, calling them positively dystopian. Sam?
You know, thank you to all who are here. FIRE is an organization that's changed my life. Free speech is about the ability to challenge all ideas, question everything, no limits, but that's exactly what this bill did. These are principles that are important not just to our politics, but also to being well-rounded, wise individuals. I'm incredibly proud to be standing up for those principles and to be celebrating with all of you here tonight. And I want to give a special thank you to FIRE, its supporters, and my fantastic attorneys, Greg Rubel here, who's sitting next to me, and Adam Steinbaugh. So thank you all.
So, we've now heard from 4 impressive students, but tonight is about a new era. So, I'm proud to share one of the newest cases in FIRE's repertoire. Mary Hall Rayford is a longtime resident of East Point, Michigan, right outside Detroit. She's a community activist, school board member, and former chaplain. Last fall, Mary went to a city council meeting to participate in a public hearing. But when Mary began to speak, East Point's mayor, Monique Owens, repeatedly cut her off and shouted over her. Why? Because Mary wanted to voice concerns about the mayor's conduct. Mayor Owens also shouted over 3 other East Point residents who tried to criticize her. In America, nothing should be more sacrosanct than our right to participate in the democratic process, including by criticizing government officials and policies. That's why FIRE teamed up with Mary to enforce these preeminent First Amendment rights through a lawsuit against Mayor Owens and the city of East Point. Mary?
Change doesn't happen when people just sit idly by. And this is why I'm grateful for FIRE contacting me and making sure that not just those of us involved in the lawsuit have our rights protected, but people in every community across the nation. So I really appreciate our lawyers, Connor Fitzgerald and Harrison Rosenthal. Without them, I don't know where we would be, but I do know because of them, we have a chance, just like everyone else, to freely exercise our freedom of speech.